we didn't leave him for a moment. I stayed with him myself. My daughter slept overnight, my sister. We didn't leave him for 4 days. I stayed in the same clothes where my kids were saying, Mom, why don't you go home and take a shower? I didn't want to miss his departure because I knew it was coming and I knew he had to leave me. I even found a letter that he wrote 51 years ago to me, a week before we got married, saying to me how he hates when he has to leave me or I have to leave him, never knowing that letter was for now. And that week, that moment, what happened is we knew he was leaving. I didn't leave the room. 4 days, as I said. The day my sister was there, she ran down to get something to eat or whatever it was, I don't know. And she sent in a person who worked there, a counselor or Kathy.
Social worker, Kathy.
Social worker, to stay with me so I'm not alone. And for a moment I resented her coming in because it was taken away from the time that I had with my husband. I wanted personal time. And she came in and I kept turning to my husband laying on the bed, his hands all twisted up and distorted. His eyes just rolled back that he couldn't even close them. And the pain that he was in, they kept giving him morphine, stronger and stronger and stronger. And every time they went to him with the morphine, I'm saying to myself, they're killing him, and I'm watching this, and there's nothing I could do. I felt so weak and so helpless. And then all of a sudden, while the nurse was talking to me, and I kept saying, Fred, I'm here, I saw her face. This is what makes me stand here today. Amen. I saw her face change before my eyes. She was staring at my husband. And as she was staring at him, I put my eyes towards him. I'll do this over and over for the rest of my life. Amen. And as I put my eyes towards him, his hands that were all mangled, and he couldn't even move them. 10 minutes before I held his hand that was limp and lifeless, I saw what she saw. His hands opened up wide. His arms very slowly rose above his head. As his arms rose straight, not with him in any way, above his head went back, and he opened his eyes, and he had a smile from ear to ear that I never saw in 51 years. I never saw or recognized the smile that he had on his face. And the same way he lifted his hands up, he put his hands slowly down straight. And I knew that his spirit left his body. The woman in there and myself were hysterical because we witnessed a miracle. At that moment, my sister and my brother-in-law walked into the room and they witnessed that miracle with me. You want to know how good God is? Because if I was by myself when this happened, do you know what people would have said? A nerd set in. Oh, that's what she wanted to see, you know. Oh, yeah, that makes her feel better. That's okay. I've even had people tell me, yeah, that happened to my loved one. Their hands went up. That's fine. I don't take anything away from you. But my husband was paralyzed, and he couldn't move his hands, any part of his body. Witnessing that miracle changed my life. The day before, I told my children, and they thought I lost my mind. I said, when Dad goes home, I'm going to stay here for hours with him. Because I want to make sure, because I get too many stories where your pulse just goes very low and the person is not really gone and they put him in a morgue and all these stupid things. I wanted to just stay with him because I protected him through so